guys, Steve here from Saxon Gaming, and welcome to some Space Engineers. So what I thought I'd do for you guys today is a quick playthrough. This is some survival there. As you can see, I have already prepared a little staging area for us here on the moon. Not the moon, sorry, on Mars. So let's hop right into it. Okay. So as you can see, we've got a little bit of base oil. Nothing too. It's just a bit pretty. So not much else. Just the essentials. Nothing overly zealous. So just one assembler, one refinery, no mods, oxygen generator, tank, some batteries, some solar panels on the roof, and a reactor. Also a little checklist for us to do here. So what I thought we would do today is get to work on locating some ores, which is what I'm going to be. It's obviously our first task there. I've got a nice, well, I like to go a very lilac-y lavender colour on my little spacesuit. Matching logo colours, so I don't. So what we're going to do this now then, we're going to start locating some ores. Then after that we'll have to build ourselves a miner to mine those ores more efficiently. The mods we have on this server are... I have forgotten my stuff to go exploring with. So the mods we have installed are some essential mods. So we have an inventory mod. We use our inventory size. We'll do it solo and regular stuff that takes forever. We also have a speed mod, so we can get around faster. And we have sort of an essential one, which is a RB or Raven bolt complete conveyors mod. It's a very useful mod in general. So basically, it's all of these guns here, and all these conveyor parts. More importantly, some basic tools. Some really useful stuff in that one mod. It comes, all that comes in one mod, and it's really useful. And other than that, I added the mod. This is just because of my personal preference, but a mod for clean and heavily tinted windows. Now, if you guys know played Space Engineers, you wouldn't know the reference to that. But basically, in the good old days, we had heavily literally one-way glass, where it was dark on the other one and clear on the other side, and they were nice and clear. You know, really nice, really beautiful to see on the ship, really. And then they got replaced by two-way glass, and then they added two-way glass with like a bunch of dirt on it, basically. Quite frankly, the vanilla glass is horrible now, so this is basically the olden days glass, which is nice and beautiful. So without further ado, let's get to work on getting our tools allocated and getting some work done, shall we? Alright, so because looking for ore, we've already got 3 down there, which is really good. Silver's quite difficult to find sometimes, actually. Because obviously this is quite boring, this bit. I know we just started the video just now, but pretty much I know it can be quite boring. Just like sit around and say, oh, what's he doing now? What's he doing now? So I'll see you guys in a moment once I've scattered some ores. Probably once I find them all, I will then get to the good bit, which is building a nice, shiny new mining ship, shall we? So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, guys, so we've located some ores. I was very quick about it. I didn't do these big dark patches on the floor. Like, you can see what uranium, silver, and cobalt down there. But I would look more or less for these rocks, and we found them quite quickly actually. It wasn't too hard to find them all. Now I know we've already got silver down there underground, but I think it'd be more interesting to get a vehicle like a rover or something to do the mining for us instead. That could be quite fun. So we're going to look at doing this by mining it all through these rocks alone. Apart from uranium, of course, because you can only find uranium underground. You can't actually find it in these rocks, or at least I haven't seen where you can find it in these rocks at all. You can only find it underground from my experience. So apart from uranium, we're going to try harvest all the other ores, or uranium and platinum. We're going to try all the other ores from the surface. Try and keep it interesting. And because they're not massive, you know, do one, run out really quickly, find the next stone. You know, so it was like a struggle to find resources rather than finding one big deposit. Like, yeah, you never have to go in Norris ever again. Alright. So, now we have those ores, we can now tick off the complete on our little to-do list. Take our helmet off. Okay. So, ores done. I don't think that's saved. I know why. We've got to go down to a little Dexter and Bob. There we go. Done. Right, I read it. Okay. So looking good, right, as you can see. Never mind. We'll come back to that another time. It's the reason that's not updated. In any case, we're going to grab some. I'll put some basic supplies in here. There's not every kind of supply. There are bits missing, like specialist stuff, like ore detectors and broadcasting components. But this is the basic materials we use most of. You know, just get some kind of start. So we'll start by grabbing 100 of each, I think. Maybe only 40 of those, so give ourselves some elbow room. So now we have the choice for building. Ah, there you go, just updated. Really weird. Okay, so we have to build a miner next. Now, guys, I think I'm gonna go a little bit out of my comfort zone here. No, we'll start with a flying miner for reasons. Then I suppose we'll go on to like a rover miner, maybe. And you know what, let's go for a rover miner right off the bat. We're going to go out of our comfort zone, go straight for a rover miner. What can go wrong? Said nobody who ever got anything right first time round ever. Okay, so new small ship. Now this is heavy armor, guys, in case you haven't noticed. And I know this looks black, this stripe, but you can see it just there. It is actually purple. It is actually that colour, but because it's heavy armor, it's darker. It's basically just black. Anyway, let's see what we can do. Now, I did actually design a really, really cool looking, like, heavy goods vehicle, rover lorry sort of thing, earlier on. Quite frankly, I'm quite proud of this, yeah. But, So, okay, in case you guys haven't noticed, this music is actually a band called Orange Model. They're a really, really nice band to listen to, actually. We'll make this a bit of a heavy duty rover, I think. I know what sort of design I'm looking for. But we'll go for like a medium rover, I think. We'll go for a medium-ish one. Okay. So obviously what I'm doing right now is going for a bit of ground clearance. So we can keep the important stuff. So if we have a crash or something like that, we only lose the wheels and the struts to the wheels, rather than all the important bits. So essentially like a roadside repair if we have to. So I'm sort of building this on the fly, of course, so I'm not certain how this is going to pan out long term, but we will see. As with most of my rovers, they're probably going to be a horrible mess, but recently in my doodles on creative, they've turned out okay. So hopefully we can get some nice results. Okay, it'll say, for you guys who do play this, I always get them confused, but this is actually the wrong way around. You see what it like, you get this pointy bit pointed downwards. That's now going to be facing the complete opposite way. So you can see it's now, oh, Stephen, what are you doing? There you go. So you see it's pointing down, and it's now pointing up. That's the correct way up. So that's how it's meant to go. But it is confusable, so guys, do remember to keep that pointy, like, it was like the hydraulic bit at the top. Always make sure that's pointing up, or else your suspension will be upside down. And then basically we've got to replace all, and it's a pain in the butt to do. So keep that in mind when you're doing rovers and stuff. I confuse that so many times. You build a rover, you build all its struts, you build its wheels, you finish it all off, you make it all elaborate, and all of a sudden you sort the suspension out, and bam, it's upside down. You have to disassemble all of it just to get it all right again. Alright. So we're going to go across there, thanks. So we're going to start to assemble this, I think. Actually, I want to get one of these. I like the effects. Drag it across these, that might help. Alright, there we go. So I don't know how we're going to make this into like a minor rover. You might mine by hand. Because they're rocks, we'll probably mine by hand. And just travel all our goods along in the little rover. Try to keep it moderately realistic, shall we? Okay, so we're looking to get a nice flat base with some storage, that sort of thing. Let's get to work on cranking out some good stuff. Alright. So this is going to take a minute to weld. So I'll see you guys in a second once it's welded up a little bit more. Okay guys, so we've got a bit more of the base done now, as you can see. I've left the wheels. I'm not going to do those just yet. Collision's a bitch.
Lost everything, and Joe's already pissed, and I am. Everything's awesome, this is my bad.
Okay, so now we have to think. This is going to be an exploration rover, so we can have not so much exploration, a bit of exploration as well as a bit of gathering. So we'll want to cockpit. We're going to want. Now we have a choice here. We can go for oxygen generator or to stick an air vent, but no, we can't do an air vent. We have to do an oxygen generator. No, I think about it. You're going to do oxygen. You're going to do an air vent if you're on Earth. Okay, so I think because of limited space, we'll just. You know what? We will. I've got a cunning plan. Let's block that there. And we will stick that up there. Actually, let's get this out of the way so I can show you guys something. So build this so you can see. So we can't build much further to these bulletproof glass now. We see these little ports in the back. We can actually line those up for little ports there. Now I know how it goes because of experience, but obviously you guys might not know. You match those little ports up there, and once that is finished, that will then feed oxygen into there once it gets ice. Which means when we take it, we can actually have our helmet off inside the little machine. Little cockpit, sorry. Alright, so next is some cargo space. Now this is unique. This is actually a medium cockpit, a medium cargo container, which is only available for small ships like this. So I might go for a large one actually if we've got enough room. Let's find out. Oh, that's a pain. Ugh, it's so annoying. We'll just go over small one, I think. For the sake of the design. It's only a beginner rover in it. So start with that. Start small, we'll get big later on. It's only a medium rover, it doesn't need to be large or anything else. Okay, so we'll only have one for now. Now, what else is important? Let's go up too far. We'll keep our base tools, of course. Like sculpting and shit. We need a gyroscope. We're also going to need active battery, a bit of renewable energy. Now we haven't actually got any power cells, so we can't have a battery. Alright, so we're going to have to go with a bit less renewable energy. Okay, so now here's the really cool bit, guys. Here's where that RB mod comes from. Because normally you have to build a whole different section and make it all complicated and cleans up loads of supplies and get really pain in the ass. Now this is where RB comes into its own. We just need 2 blocks and then we can lace it with loads of shit. We want one of these. These will stick this bit onto there. This is complex at first, but it's really easy to learn with this mod. It opens up so many avenues to build and connect stuff. It's really, really useful. Now that's on there. We just grab one of these. Now on the other side should be a long flat bit. We're going to go wallop, wallop, wallop. And once these are finished, oh, we need more construction components. Damn. Alright, so. We actually need some more energy soon. There are a couple hundred actually, because reasons. Get that open, we'll get back to this somewhere. So they take a lot of construction components, these things. Once they're done, instead of having only one on the side, we'll have 9 ports to put stuff on with these little bits. Man, we need more stuff again. More construction components, for real? No way. Okay. So let's grab that. I haven't got it. I have to be careful now actually to run out of construction components really quickly. Okay guys, so once obviously this is finished, this will be, I'm hoping this will be a reasonable rover. Hopefully. I'll also teach you guys my personal method for keeping a stable vehicle, or what usually ends up being a stable vehicle. Obviously it comes down to the weight of the vehicle ultimately, but you know, I found it's generally a good all-round set mode to set it on. Now if you see, instead of only having 1 port, using this mod we put on there, you've now got 9 on the back and then a further 9 along the side, so 18 ports for these little generators, which is absolutely ridiculous, but really useful of course. Now I've got a feeling we're going to be missing some pretty valuable supplies to get this finished. Reactor components, reactor components, reactor components. Good news is we can probably get them all finished. We just need reactor components. And I'm out of energy. So what we'll do, we'll go stock up on some energy. So obviously once you run out of energy, basically you'll better use a jetpack because that takes hydrogen, but you won't be able to use your tools, anything like that. A real pain in the butt when you're building stuff. I'm not sure if it affects the inertia dampeners in any significant way, but only time will tell. So obviously with our basic supplies, we can get most things done. A bit of depressurization there, still touch up. But once we get reactor components, we'll be laughing because we'll be able to get everything we need on there. And this should be, for what we're using it for, this should be more than enough power. We've got a nice little power pack on the back of our little rover here. To be honest, I think I'm overcompensating, to be honest here, but I'd rather have more than I need. Like one thing I've learned when I actually did carpentry in college, and one thing I learned in my little carpentry session I did there was it's better to have more than you need than not have enough at all. pretty much, because if you cut too much off what you're making, and you can't necessarily get that amount back, you've got to do the whole thing again basically. Where if you've got more than what you need, you can just trim off the fat as it when you need to, rather than not having enough at the start with and being fucked basically. So obviously the conveyors won't work, so these bits won't work without power. So obviously we're going to put a one where we can actually access the port on the bottom. That'll also be like a backup as well. Obviously this is just temporary, actually no, this will be temporary, just to get the conveyors working. And once the conveyors all have, these not all have a power source for uranium, for fuel, then we'll remove that. Okay. Might as well build these. So we'll need reactor components. That's the next thing we really need. I think we need gravel and silver for that. I think that's what we need. Obviously, we run out of construction components as well, so we will need to go out to restock on some iron to build those. More or less so, the rover's coming together quite nicely. It's nice and snazzy. It's not a heavy rover, of course, it's just a light one. Hopefully it will serve its purpose just fine though, hopefully. Maybe not early game like this, but maybe late game, we'll try and get Alex on the phone. Maybe we'll get Mike to come and join us as well, if he has the time. He is, of course, very, very busy, and I'm actually recording this with my internet down. So, obviously, this won't be uploaded until X amount of days later. So we're now completely out of construction components. We actually need to go mine for iron now, because we've got no choice. So what we'll do then, we'll grab some small steel tubes, finish off what parts we can. We'll then go on a little mining mission to go get some iron. And while we're at it, we'll get enough to build some reactor components as well, so we finish off that reactor pack on the back. I'll do that obviously off camera, so I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay guys, so we've more or less done what we need to do. We've got tons of everything now, loads of silver, loads of stone, loads of iron as well. So let's get to work and get the rest of this finished. Alright, see how it's gone red. Basically means that's got no fuel in it. So once I get fuel in, they'll turn green. Pretty self-explanatory, but I thought I'd let you know they're like, oh, why is that red? So we can get all these finished, which is really nice. And all we need to do is get some uranium, stick it in. So that's the power pack done. Let's finish off these wheels. Make sure we're all in check. Yep. There we go. Okay, so that's more or less everything done on that. What else we need? We need some gyroscopes. I suppose we can put a beacon on as well. Most people would say put an antenna on, but a beacon's got a longer range. We'll just put an ore detector. Why the fuck not? Okay, so I think we use these little slopes as areas to put utilities in. So we'll probably put ore detectors there. There. Okay, so it's still close. couple under each. Just so we know that we don't have much for anything. We'll stick one of those on there. You know what? We'll try and keep it roughly symmetrical. So I'll try and keep it near the middle as well in terms of balance. So we'll start trying to get. I want 2 gyros anyway, so I want one there. There we go. And this thought was something that I completely forgot about. We might want some maintenance legs, and we're going to want some downwards thrust. Now you're probably thinking, why do you want thrusters on a rover? Now there are 2 ways to help stabilize your vehicle in this game, and that is, 1, you can use essentially gravity cubes or gravity balls to weigh down your vehicle, to put points of pressure to weigh down your vehicle, keep it to the ground. I'll show you one real quick actually. So we have like this one, an artificial mass, but you use it to weigh your block down. And it's the same for this, for space, exactly the same thing. This one requires power, this one doesn't. But alternatively, you can use thrusters as a stabilizer, like this. Personally, I prefer to do that, because I found it works better for keeping your vehicle on the ground. Now, because these things could end up getting quite heavy, we're going to put 6 on. To make sure we're absolutely stuck to the ground so we don't flip over or anything like that. They're also cheaper. And if we do end up going absolutely crazy, or even if we turn over in fact, we can actually use that to go up and flip ourselves around with our gyros so we land on our wheels. Get ourselves out of a tight position potentially. But it's really cool how they're like jet engines on a plane as well. You can definitely tell the look they're going for. Funnily enough, these can actually melt metal, despite their essentially wind power, which I find quite bizarre myself. But whatever they're going for. Okay, what else are we looking for? We're probably going to stick ourselves stilts on. So if we can use that for 2 things. 1, turning on the spot, and if of course we need to do some maintenance on the other side, so we can actually walk underneath it. Though to be quite honest with you, the ground clearance isn't quite enough to get us under it, but it almost was there close enough to get us under it, yeah, almost. So, what will it be? We'll do stick 1. Actually, we're going to get some stability, of course. So we'll put stick 1 there. Actually, we'll stick it up right here, I think. Another 2 on the side. So the sort of design you'll see me do with this rover here is basically the design I do for most of my rovers. So I hire about 2-3 blocks high ground clearance with medium or large wheels, normally 6, with 6 to 8 downward thrust on a nice flat base, with some stilts for accessibility and turning for movability. That is my usual bog standard design, and it's served me well. It's served me well so far. Well, on my creative endeavours anyway. Chances are it's going to do what it likes to do on survival and just spontaneously combust and explode. Obviously, keep in mind this game is obviously in beta, so they do like to combust every now and then. Quite annoying, but obviously what people expect. It's still a beta. Surprisingly. Well, then again, they've added... I can't see this being in beta for much longer, actually. It's been in beta for about 2 years now. But basically, we went from having... Like, I remember back in the day, Space Engine updates were the absolute bollocks. It was pretty much every Thursday. Oh, what are they going to add to the game now? And like every Thursday, a brand new set of blocks was added, or a brand new really cool feature was added. You know. On the same note, it was fantastic because you got tons of new content every single week, but it was really badly optimized and everything was bugging up. I remember once upon a time, you'd do this and it would just explode, or it would land there. You place one block, bang, and it just explode. Or you'd have a ship with a landing gear, and it would start going spam, jumping all over the place. And the moment you unlocked it, it exploded everything in your base. The same with these antennas actually. They used to do it as well. Obviously, they've got support now where they've added all the blocks they need to add, and they've done obviously planets and stuff like that. So they've almost reached a pinnacle of everything they can add to the game now. So I think at this point, like the last 5 patches have been bug fixes basically, and optimization. So I could see this being the prep for basically an official release of the full game. That's nothing quoted from the developers themselves. That's my personal opinion. But there you go. Okay, so we've got our stilts there. They're still off the ground for the same level. So even if they hit those, we'll hit this anyway. So it's not too much to worry about. We need one detector component, and that'll be that all finished. We're gonna want a line. I think about it. We'll just stick one on the front there. I think we'll just make it look a bit pretty now. We'll start getting some of these blocks. These are nice. These are nice, pretty blocks. I like these blocks. They're not quite round, but they're like a doubled angled round. Personally, I think they make some really cool designs with these. Surprisingly, Alex isn't actually a fan of these. Actually, he doesn't think they're that incredible. Personally, I really like them. You've got some really cool design with these. Designs, rather. Okay. Obviously, at this point, we're adding unnecessary weight. But hey, who gives a shit? It's functional, now we're just making it look pretty for what it's worth. That's the way I see it. This could really go against us. It'd be a lot more functional if we didn't have these extra bits. But who gives a shit, right? Okay, so now we're getting these welded quite quickly. So after we've done welding these, we'll actually have to go find some uranium. And I kid you not, uranium is a pain in the arse to mine. Especially do it in the earth like what's under us. Because basically it's a tiny thin little strips after a big clump, and then yeah, it's just you get more rock than you do uranium. It's so annoying sometimes. Okay, so that's basically everything done there. There's not much we can else really do to here now, other than finish that detector, fill those with uranium, and that with ice. Other than that, there's nothing else we can do to this vehicle, other than get it prepped for launch and give it a nice paint job. So, what we're going to do just now then, we're going to restock on energy. stickle. Why am I dying? Okay. So we'll stick all this away. We don't need any more of that now. We've finished that all. Can we? No, we can't. Oh, we'll get around to that anyway. We'll get around to that later. We'll stick one ready for it anyway. So we'll refill on energy. While I'm refilling here, I'm going to quickly fast forward the video a little bit. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, welcome back. So this will be the last part of our video today. And this is basically going to be the configuration of our little rover we built in this episode. Basically it is finished now. I can't think of anything we need other than taking this up and disabling this. Because it is now completed. As you can see, this is all gone in the cargo container, but it's all been evenly distributed to every single reactor on that little power pack there. And that will continue to do so to all the uranium in that cargo container has been distributed. It's equally to these reactors there. So what we'll do now is a configuration before we deploy it. So we're going to hop in by pressing T, and then press K to access our console. Alright, so first of all we have our beacon. We're going to set that to the maximum range so we can always find it. And you know what, we'll only set this to 10,000 actually. I mean, I can't see us travelling too far up 10 clicks away where we need to be. We can then turn that off there. Turn this off. We'll take them off the terminal there. So it looks like they disappeared there. This will smart things up. We press this little light, you can see them back again. So we've got to turn it back on. Gyroscopes and gyroscopes. Don't really need much about those. Turn those off. That's our cargo container. We'll turn that off. All detector. Get rid of that. Our oxygen generator. Turn that off. Now these pistons, we'll keep them there because they're important. Those are just thrusters for keeping us down on the ground. They'll always be left on. Just turn those off. That's power. You can always access your power, turning power on and off by pressing Y anyway, so we can turn those off the terminal. Spotlight you can access by pressing L, so you have to worry about that. Okay, so all the important stuff is left here. This landing gear is incomplete, but we're going to be grinding that off anyway, because that's part of our deployment. We'll come back to that later. Now here's the important bit. So first of all, we'll sort these pistons out. So if you actually click on the top one, hold shift if you're on the PC here, and click all the way down. I know this is available for Xbox, so I don't know what the controls will be there, but for PC, hold down shift, click down at the bottom, it highlights them all. Obviously, as you scroll down, you also got your reverse them, the velocity at which they move, the back to distance at which they expand and contract. We want them to go all the way to give us maximum height. Speed's normally good on what it's already on. What we want to do right now is make a group. So we click on here. We're just going to call this, we'll call it maintenance list. Now we can just hide this here. Notice how I make the save self support. Now here comes the important bit. Once again, now we're not going to be making a block group for this, we're going to be configuring the wheel settings down here. So always make sure this section will be the default, the steering anyway. Just leave all this stuff. It's going to be critical as it is. Now here's the important ones here. These four. Now, what I've gathered so far, I've not completely mastered it yet, but basically power is the amount of, essentially amount of power goes into the wheel. Friction is, pretty much it says friction. Basically, if you've got like low gravity, like you on the moon, you're going to want high friction to get as much grip as possible, because you're just going to be bouncing all the time. Dampening is essentially from what I've seen, how long it takes for that power to distribute. So if you have like 0% dampening, you'll have 10% power immediately. The acceleration will be 100%. Where if you had like 80% dampening, it will take a second for the power to build up. That's what I've gathered so far. And then the strength is the strength of your actual suspension, how much give is in the wheel. So personally, what my favourite settings are, we just leave. Ideally, we just leave this on 10, I believe. We'll stick friction up to 50. Then we'll stick dampening on 40. And we'll stick our strength on 30. Now these good settings seem to work alright for me, even on heavy loads. They seem to be alright. They seem to be okay. And that's that. That's your wheel configured, and that should be okay. Okay. Now I did actually see some quite high dunes actually, so we're going to make one small adjustment. Now I did actually think about this because normally Mars is quite flat, don't really have to worry about it. But this one's a very highland sort of Mars, so we're going to grab our components. Don't know what we need because we grab my reach. That was close. We'll just depressurize the entire building. Yeah, things right through. Now, this is unorthodox, but it does work surprisingly well. What this is going to be basic, heavier loads as well. We won't really need this when we're not loaded, unless we're going up a high gradient. But once you obviously that container is full, we're going to have a hell of a time getting up even the smallest hill. And what this will do is basically give us the ability to get up that hill without any hassle. But we don't want those turned on all the time, so we do need to configure those. So let's press K to access our menu. Now you see we've got these thrusters added. We'll select all of those. And we just want to turn it into a block group, sorry. So I guess we'll call this high gradient mobility. I don't know, just call it something like that. Same relevant. We'll hire those off terminal. Maintenance legs, mobility, and then just our wheels. And obviously if a wheel breaks, we just add that configuration, no issues. Personally, I know my configuration, how I do them, so I don't really need to see them. Obviously, if you're a bit new to the game, not too sure, you can change the configuration afterwards. Alright, so what we're going to do, let's see here, we'll do now. I've been building with grey, we don't want grey. But I don't want to paint my little thing either. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to configure the toolbar now. So, you've got some stuff in the way, which is quite annoying. But try bear with it, guys. So if you press G when you're in your cockpit, you'll bring this menu up. Now, if you go down to groups, here's the groups you set. First of all, let's bring these maintenance legs down to reverse. And then we'll bring the mobility thing to on and off. Now, we press V, we go to third person and vehicle. So we're going to test out our options now, make sure they're right. So check out our maintenance legs. So they're going to a nice, good level. They're going to give us a nice boost. And even more ground clearance to turn on the spot. I'll show you that later. And secondly, when we go forward to turn our wheels, we don't want to be having our jets going like that. That's be a pain in the arse. Obviously test our downwards ones, make sure we're not burning anything off. Also, you see wheels are still spinning. That's because we haven't got a handbrake on it. We press P, turn your handbrake on, so they turn off. Alternatively, you can press space as a brake. You don't have to do your hand to brake the handbrake. Personally, I prefer to press P because it's guaranteed you're not moving anywhere. So we're going to turn our jets to the back off now. See, the ones at the back turn off, but the ones on the bottom, keeping us on the ground, they stay on, which is really nice. So, now our handbrake's on, and our jets are turned off. We're going to, now this bit could be a bit risky, so I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to quickly turn our legs on. There you go. Like I said, guys, this is in beta. Now, we didn't lose anything too vital, thankfully. But obviously our pistons have exploded.
We've lost everything.
The bottom's gone absolutely haywire. We've made it. This is heavy armor, guys. This got absolutely demolished. We've also lost all pressure to our little roof. Even, thankfully, all the important stuff is intact. So what we're going to do real quick, if something like this happens, normally we'll be quick about it. You'd want to go overhead to our air vent, and we're just going to turn that to depressurize. So basically, we're not throwing it, not wasting any air anymore. You kind of want to patch this up pretty quick, because you'd lose all of your oxygen. It's going to be horrible, and nothing truly will go in your way. So we're going to quickly patch this up, and we'll install a door afterwards once we know that pressure's good. So I suppose this is one of the quirky things about Space Engineers, guys. Where it is buggy, you do get these little repair jobs you have to do. I don't know if they're intentional, but that's to add that little extra element to the game, I suppose. Of in real life, nothing goes 100% smoothly. You know, something always happens to go wrong. Somehow, no matter how well you prepare for it, something happens to go wrong. And on that note, I think we're going to start bringing the end of the video to close. This is a bit of a long video for me, guys. Obviously, Space Engine is just one of these games that does take a while. This is quite cool. Watch this. It'll probably suck me in right outside once I clear this. Oh, it didn't. I'll show you that another time. In any case, guys, we're just going to finish up a little repair job here. That could be the first job of the day once we get back, guys. That could be the first job of the day once we get back. Repair the bloody building yard. Okay, guys. So we had a really good day today so far. The sun's starting to rise over there, so that'll be the end of definitely the end of our video. Rovo, I was hoping to test it out, give it a nice paint job, but we had a backfire apparently. In any case, guys, I'd like to say thank you for watching. I'll try and make the one a little bit shorter. Try and keep it around half hour. No doubt this is longer. In any case, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you haven't got a YouTube channel, don't worry, you can always check us out on our Facebook and Twitter pages. If you don't even have Facebook or Twitter, we do have one on the Reddit, and even one called Quotev. I'll leave all links in the description for you to go check those out. So obviously, if you want to get a comment in on what you want to see, a music request you want to listen to, just hit us down with a comment on any of those social media sites or right here on YouTube. Now, we'll always check it every day, not an issue there. Also, give our associates, the Legion gaming community, give them a hit. Check those out. I have a link to their website down below, and also to their TeamSpeak channel. A really great group of guys there. I can't say it more. I keep saying it every one of my videos now, but can't stress it enough. You know, they're doing us a big favour, and we're doing them a big favour in return. So do us a favour by checking them out, see what they've got to offer. And that'd be absolutely incredible there. Anyway, guys, on that note, until the next video.